down has fallen. COVID-19, right? Quarantine, lockdown, businesses shutting down. New York and LA shutting down all entertainment, all businesses, everything that isn't the supermarket, basically. So, and that's just the start. Okay, travel ban, etc. Now, what's far more dangerous than the virus itself is people's reaction. When people are scared, hysterical, and you look at any war, ask anybody that's been through a war, and I'm not talking about just the soldiers, I mean like the people who lived there in a place when a war was going on, they'll tell you how people reacted, right? You know, you look at the tsunami and reactor leak in Japan, the floods that happened in Serbia a few years ago, and let's say Hurricane Katrina. Now, China is far better at containing this than the U.S. because they have a complete totalitarian government, facial recognition, big brother watching you, etc. When the government says to do something, that's basically that. There is no rebellion. You know, you will be crushed. You try to go outside, when they said not to go outside, they're going to come crush you real quick. You know, the Western world doesn't have that. You try to tell stupid people stay inside, and they won't. They'll go outside and spread this even further. But what's far more dangerous than the disease is people panicking when they degenerate into wild animals. Hurricane Katrina, right? The riots in LA, Rodney King riots, I lived through that in LA. When people panic, okay? When you have food and they know it, they're going to want to take, and they don't, they're going to try to take it from you. You have water and other people don't, and they know it, they're going to try to take it from you. In Hurricane Katrina, people coming out of New Orleans into Lafayette, etc., breaking into people's houses, raping their wife, trying to live in their house, steal their food, etc. You loot, I shoot. That's all real. Why didn't that happen in Japan? Why didn't that happen in Serbia when there were the floods? The Japanese people did the right thing. They didn't really panic. They helped each other because they are one group, one nation, one people. They see themselves as brothers. They did the best they could to help each other. In New Orleans, they didn't help each other. It was group versus group, one group attacking another group. When the power went out at the Astrodome in Houston, whatever, there was thousands of rapes immediately as soon as the lights went off. You know, people just acting like wild animals. And so any kind of big disaster in the U.S. or the Western world, period, because of multiculturalism, you got this group versus group. China don't have that problem. Japan don't have that problem. South Korea don't have that problem. So you think about it, you know, it's true. You know, I'm from the U.S. I know how it is over there. You can be the biggest egalitarian, liberal-minded person in the world. You're full of crap. Look at the U.S., man. Did you live in L.A. during 92 riots? I did. You know, do you remember Hurricane Katrina, how people acted? That's everywhere. A while back, there was a power outage in New York and people looting and freaking out. That doesn't happen in places that are not multicultural. The breakdown, the degeneration of society, how degenerate people are, and this group versus group mentality. What happens in politics? Look at, you know, how racial is politics in the U.S. Look at it. You just look at statistics of which people voted for Obama and which ones didn't. Look at the whole Trump thing. You can't tell me there's not some big racial elements to this whole anti-Trump deal. You know? Group versus group. It happens all the time. So when people panic, it will be even worse in the U.S. than in Asia, and in Western Europe, etc., it'll be even worse because of multiculturalism. It has nothing to do with what race someone is. It has to do with seeing themselves as another group. People have a tendency, when there's another group there, if everything's going wrong, it's human nature to blame the other group, or if there's only enough food for one person, two dogs fighting over a bone. It's either blaming the other group, or two dogs fighting over a bone. We're going to take their cheese so we can eat. We don't care if they starve. You see what I mean? That's what's going to happen, and well, hopefully it won't, but if it's a martial law situation, that's what's inevitably going to happen. It'll be like Katrina. And, so that's dangerous, people panicking kind of thing, mob mentality. And another thing that's more dangerous than the virus itself, if it gets to that point. And another thing that's more dangerous than the virus itself is the currency situation. Hopefully, the currency doesn't collapse, that the dollar doesn't collapse, that the euro doesn't collapse. Because if there's hyperinflation, how are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to buy food? Think of how many homeless people in LA, San Francisco, etc. already, all these so-called refugees in Europe, because 19 out of 20 of them are not from a country with a war. They're out on the street already, bums all over Paris, etc. These people are already out on the street, desperate, etc. And when you go to the store, you don't think these people are going to be waiting for you in the parking lot trying to steal your sandwich and they're starving? So things are not good. Things are not good, and they're not going to be good. China is doing better than any other country as far as containing this when you think about it, because of the totalitarian nature of their country and surveillance systems and everything like that. The U.S. is not capable to that extent. And, so we can't contain it as well as them. Plus, people in China do what they're told. They fear the government. They do what they're told, basically. People in the U.S. don't. And that's a recipe for disaster, too. Very much a lot harder to keep people in line from spreading this. And, currency market, think about how many people lost their jobs already. Restaurants shut down. You work in a restaurant, you have no job now. You work in a movie theater, you have no job now. All entertainment, you're a fitness trainer, you work at the gym, you just lost your job. No more gatherings. All of you just lost your job. People who deal with weddings and stuff, you just lost your job. So, whatever money you have saved up, you better pray that the currency stays where it is, because if it's hyperinflation and you're not getting any more income, you're just out on the street now. How are you going to pay your rent? Think about that. So, things do not look good, and all the new legislation is very totalitarian. What's going on in the U.S., new legislation. Hopefully Trump doesn't pass some of these bills that just give the government way too much power to take over things, and hopefully martial law doesn't happen. Big tech is already taking freedom left and right way before this even started. And, all your big tech, Facebook, Twitter, Google, etc., on down the line, censoring opinions and banning whoever they want, and just complete erosion of freedom of speech. And, liberals are already panicking that we're trying to buy guns. They found out, a really funny article about them finding out you can't buy a gun online and have it shipped to your house. So they really feel like, they don't know what to do now. These are the anti-gun people. And now when it's, looks like it's going to hit the fan, what do they want? A gun. The thing they were completely against for so long. And you know what? These people are the most hysterical and possibly the most dangerous because of their mentalities. That it's better that they don't have a gun. the smart people that already have them, I think will be more responsible with them. Right? So there it is there. Like I said, Babylon has fallen. Hopefully that this is over in a few months, but I highly doubt that. I think this whole year is going to be no more gatherings and a lot of people out of work and stuck at home. So hopefully something changes. Hopefully something happens to make things better.